Hi everyone, welcome to Shell Sugar Rush. Welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm sharing with you this delicious sweet potato pie that I am making for Thanksgiving. So if you enjoy things like this, stick around and watch me bake it. So for our sweet potato pie, we're going to start here with 7 sweet potatoes, and I have a few large ones and a few small ones, but I'm going to make a couple of pies. So I'm going to go ahead and bake all of them. And I've just washed them real good, and I'm gonna put them in the oven on 425 degrees for about an hour. Okay, and our sweet potatoes are done, and we know that by the juice oozing out of them. Okay, so now we're gonna peel our potatoes and put them in the food processor. Now to do this, I'm gonna chop off the ends of the potatoes first. And you can see here, it's pretty easy once these have baked. It's pretty easy to just pull the skin right off of the potato. Now, when you get to the part that was actually sitting down on the pan, that's where you have some of that caramelized syrup or caramelized area. So you can just take your knife and just shave that part off if you don't want those dark areas in your sweet potato pie. So I'm going to go ahead and peel these and just pop them in the food processor and whip them up until they're nice and creamy, and this will also eliminate those strings that you'll see a lot of people use a hand mixer and beaters to get out of the potatoes. So now I've transferred my sweet potatoes to a mixing bowl, and I'm just mixing them, giving them a little mix to make sure they're good and creamy. And here I'm pouring in 8 ounces of melted butter, or 2 sticks of melted butter. And I'm just going to mix that in and then add in 4 eggs and just give those a quick mix. And then I'll start putting in some spices. So I'm going to begin with some cinnamon, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon to this batter. And then I'm going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. This is a very strong one, so you just want to be real careful with how much you use on this. And I'm going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla as well. And then 1 can of evaporated milk. And now I'm just going to give these a good mix, just to make sure everything is nicely incorporated. And then we're going to add in some of our sugars once I scrape this bowl down. And we're going to start with 1 cup of granulated sugar. And I'm also going to add in 1 cup of light brown sugar. And you can use light brown or dark brown for this, it's personal preference. And I'm going to give that a good mix and then give it a little taste test to see where we're at. Okay, so we definitely need a little bit more sugar. So I am going to add 1 more cup of light brown sugar and then give this a good mix, and this should do the trick. You always want to taste your batter and just make sure that the flavor is to your liking before you put it in your pie shells. Okay, so our batter is ready to go in our pie shells, and I just have 2 pre-made pie shells here that I'm pouring it into. Just with the volume of pies I was doing for Thanksgiving, I decided to do some pre-made, although I did make some pie dough for a few of the pies. But here I'm just trying to space it out as evenly as possible between the 2 shells. And obviously I did do a pretty big batch, so I'm not going to be using all of it. Of course, I'll just reserve the rest and make a couple more pies later. So now I'm just gonna kind of level these out and get them ready to pop into the oven. So in the oven they go, and our oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and we are going to bake these pies for about 1 hour and 10 minutes. And you can see our pies have baked up beautifully, so we're going to pull them out and let them cool down. So there you go, our easy and delicious sweet potato pie is complete. Make sure to let me know what you think about this in the comments, and let me know if you make one for the holidays. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you'll be notified when I upload more holiday treats in the future. See you next time.